it is worth spending a little time on building your own set of details. Here is an example of a design for a brick planter. It's designed to be plotted out at a scale of 1 to 20. If we look on a layout sheet, on a detail sheet, you can see the design is taking place. What I have done is set up a dimensioning style that works for me at a scale of 1 to 20. So if I go to dimensions and dimension styles, and we list the styles, you can see I've set one up called 1 to 20. There are others in this particular drawing, some of which have been imported from other sources and have got that $ there, but I digress. I've set the geometry the way I want it, the arrow size, the offset, the extend beyond dimension lines and offset from origin, all been given a value that will work for me in this case when I'm doing details and I intend those details to be presented at a scale of 1 to 20. As far as text is concerned, I've set a text style called standard, and if we cancel from there for the moment and go to format and text styles and standard, have a look at the standard. Here it is. Here you can see it's using the Roman S font. You could use another font that may be an ISO font if you wanted. I've also, let's go back to dimension styles, I've also set under geometry an architectural tick as a marker rather than an arrowhead. So you can see I'm tweaking this style to suit. So if I select it, you can see it's in a style called 1 to 20. That tells me the intention is to do a little diagram such as this. And if we use the distance command, you can see that from there across to there is 1,000 units. So it's really quite a small little diagram, just of a 1 meter wide planter box. What I've also done is to use the mtext command to put notes in. So the note concrete footings 300 deep by 200 wide, two reinforcing bars 150 mil apart. The note's been put in the mtext style. That gives me an opportunity to have control over the size of the box, and I've done the same in here. If I use the leader command to, as I've done here, the leader command needs some text after it. So what I've done, and I could just copy the leader, but if I use the leader option, and let's say we want to provide a tag for provide imported topsoil there, so I'm being asked to specify the arrowhead position, so I've got to move it from there across to, say, somewhere in that position there. So the leader's going in, but the leader asks me for an input text string. If you just put a space in there, the leader goes in, and now we've got quite a versatile leader that we can now adjust its position. So what I'd need to do here, I don't like leader dimension lines crossing other dimensions. I could either improve or increase the offset for my dimension style. Let's do it that way. Dimension style. So we're interested in the geometry, the offset from the origin. Let's make it the same as extend beyond. And you can see that gives me a little more space now to just move that newly inserted leader, and it doesn't cross. So now all we need to do, let's come across here again, what we now need to do is to align our, I like my dimensioning aligned left, so we can say modify, align some text. We pick the text to align. Whoops, I miscued then. And then hit the enter key. I want it left justified, which is the default, and I give myself a line to. Now they're all lined up along that strand. Now what I would do here, I think, is move this one down. So if I put ortho on, that will move it, enable me to move down and still keep my alignment, and I can change the position of my, text. I need to take ortho off to do that, and move my leader, and now I can move, put ortho on, we can move that text down like so. So now our notes are nicely arranged on the right hand side there with arrowheads pointing to the point of interest. This leader here has that little tailing bit. If you wanted to make it like the other leaders, just click on that handle and drop it over there. So again, I'll take ortho off, pick that handle there, and we should find now when we unselect all, we've got our single leader line without any tail hanging from it. So we've got notes on this drawing and arrowheads pointing to what we are interested in. So it's looking quite nice. I could do a small adjustment there to kick that away from the top of the brick. So let's just do that and right click and move. You only want to move a little bit from there to there, and you can see I'm being rather fussy. But now that detail has been done, you could then, and I think you should, we'll zoom a window around it. That's a pretty valuable detail that we could use in all sorts of other drawings. I'd be inclined to select everything in the detail and copy it to another drawing if I hadn't been developing this one up in a single drawing. You see what I mean? If I zoom extents, you can see that the detail we were working with was over here, and there are lots of other elements in the drawing. So let's come here, and what we could do now is select all of those, right click, copy them to the clipboard and start a new drawing and paste those details in, and the dimension style will come across. Then you could save that detail for brick planter in library details, and you could put it in planter boxes so it could logically be placed into that particular folder, and it would then be available for you in every new session. So we've covered quite a lot of ground: the align text command, how to put a leader in without any tailing text, because if we put in, for the sake of argument, just to demonstrate, if we selected all of that text, we'll choose the copy option, and if I now dimension put a leader in like so to there and paste that text in, you'll see that the text goes in, but it doesn't give you the flexibility that we've got when we use mText as the system for putting in notes. So I prefer that particular method of putting notes in. I think I'd be inclined to use uppercase for that, because a construction team will have to work from this, and quite often when you're out in the field, uppercase is a lot easier to read than lowercase. So the text is in a particular style. I'd go back and change that to uppercase, and our dimension style with its architectural tick marks and so on gives me the sort of distinction between notes and dimensions.